Online games are a great way to release your stress at the end of a long day. But what if there's something scary lurking behind the screen, watching you closely as you move? Number 1. A few years ago when Steam was all the rage, I used to love playing Half-Life and Team Fortress on the platform. I had an account with which I used to play Half-Life DeathMatch and would generally play with mods on. One day, I got an ad request from someone called Toymaker33. I didn't recognize the name from any game I had played, nor did it belong to any of my friends. So I declined the request. Around a week later, a notification popped up on my screen, saying that Toymaker33 wanted to add me. While it was creepy, I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt and accepted it, thinking it was a friend who was trying to prank me. Faster than I could blink, the chat box popped open from this user. The message read, "Are you okay?" followed by a link that was clearly a scam. I didn't click on the link since it was obviously suspicious, but just to snap back at the person, I replied, "I'm good. What about you?" All of a sudden, the entire screen went blank, even without me clicking on the link. Suddenly, I was redirected to a random, dimly lit site with a dark theme. What I saw then was horrific, to say the least. The webpage was divided into boxes, and beneath each was a name and address. Each box had the image of a person, next to a low-quality image of their dismembered corpse, with blood strewn all over. There was a sound playing at the back like a psychotic laugh on a loop. My heart nearly stopped beating from the fear, and that's when I saw it. A box with my name, address, and picture. Next to it was an empty space that said, "You're next." I felt like I was gonna faint and clicked out of the site and disconnected my internet. But my desktop background had changed into a slideshow of those horrible images. My disk drive kept opening and closing on its own, and a message kept popping up on the screen asking if I was okay. I unplugged my computer and never turned it on again. The authorities said every file in the system had been corrupted. Even after a series of similar incidents in the neighborhood, no one knew who Toymaker33 was or what his intentions were. I hope I never get to encounter him again. Number 2. So this happened relatively recently. I used to love playing PUBG on my laptop after college was done. I would often play solo or get randomly matched with a team of 4. One day I got matched with a team, but the other 2 quit the game before we got into the Arangel play zone. It was just me and this other user called BoogieGirl4 left. She turned on voice chat, and while I usually prefer to use messages, I unmuted myself too. We talked about normal things about where to drop and if there are any specific tactics we would use. Though she sounded a bit weird, she seemed quite nice and pleasant to talk to. After a great game where we won a chicken dinner, she sent me a request and I accepted it. I limited the players to 2 and started another match with just us. While we were just hiding out in a house till the blue zone reached us, we started making small talk. Her name was Daphne Rogers, she was a college student, and lived alone in a rented apartment. Turned out, we also lived in the same city. We got second place in the second game and agreed to play the last game together. While we were somewhere in the middle of Pachniki engaged in an intense battle with another team, she suddenly said there was something in her room. Her voice was almost a whisper, and she seemed absolutely terrified. The next thing I knew, she was muttering something like, "No, not now, please, it's not my turn yet." A chill went down my spine and I tried talking to her. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911 just as her character was shot dead on the screen. The last thing I heard from her was a scream. She didn't return to the game and seemed to have been disconnected. Still feeling uneasy from the previous day, I turned on the news. I saw that a girl named Daphne Rogers had been found stabbed to death in her room. But according to the CCTV footage, no one was seen entering or leaving her place, nor were there signs of a break-in. Just then, I got a notification from the PUBG mobile app that read, "Hide, you're next."